Hi guys, how are you doing today? Hope you're cool. You're welcome to my channel. You're welcome to my channel once again. In this video, we're gonna be introducing ourselves to a Foundry. Foundry, what is Foundry? Foundry is a framework used for smart contract development. That's the most used framework in the space currently. So we're gonna be looking at it. You're gonna be introducing ourselves to it. Then in the subsequent video, we're going to be looking at how to use it to deploy and how to write a test or POCs in using Foundry. So it's basically for security purpose. It's more secure, more faster, and even more easier because it's kind of a Solidity based framework. So we basically use Solidity for the testing. We use Solidity for writing the smart contract as well. Let's quickly look at how the installation will look like. So I have it on my PC already, but I just want to run you through the installation. The first thing you're going to be doing is to use Foundry Up. So you install Foundry Up by just clicking on this place and you open your terminal. Let's say for example, let me just create a new folder here. So let me call it Foundry project. So CD, okay, let me just try. And also you need to know that it's actually work on on Linux. So for you that are using Windows, you need to install WSL as Windows subsystem, so WSL, and there are some prerequisites you need to have on that your WSL. Sorry, WSL, WSL Linux, so that you know what we're talking about. So how to install Linux on Windows with WSL. So you can just choose any of the articles. So it's going to lead you to how to install Windows Subsystem Linux on your PC. And you follow this Foundry book. These are some of the prerequisites. The first thing you need to have your Rust. You need to have Rust. Yeah, you need to install Rust. So you need to have Rust on your PC. You need to install Rust. Just install like probably Rust up. So you need to have Rust up. So from Rust, once you have your Rust, you have it will come with cargo. It's gonna come with cargo. So then once you have installed that, once you've installed Rust, you have Rust on your PC or your what do you call your Ubuntu, or let's say your WSL, or if you're using Mac, so you don't have to do that, you just go straight forward. So let's assuming you have installed, okay, yeah, once you have the Rust, then there's a cargo and the likes. So the next thing you're gonna be doing is to just go to the book. So let me just write it. I'm not installing. I've installed it already, but I just wanna what they call. I just wanna show you so that you know what to do. So let's say this is the program. What they call the folder I want to use it down. So then you just come here, just copy this, then you paste it here, and boom, you start installing. So you're gonna install you're gonna install Foundry up. So then after that, the next thing you're gonna be doing, once you install this successfully, you say you need the Rust compiler and cargo, the Rust package. So that's why you need to have Rust. To have Rust. So immediately you've done that and it's successfully installed, you just come here direct if you have your Rust already. So there are different ways you can do this, but The one that we recommend is to just copy this and run it on your terminal, as I've done this earlier. Just run it on your terminal like this. So it's gonna use a car. Whenever you install Rust, you're gonna have cargo. Cargo is just like a package manager, just like an npm or yarn. So it's gonna automatically install the Foundry GitHub repo. Then gonna install along with casts, chisels, and Avir. So all these casts is like what they call it, like a module we use to, let's say, a library, a dependencies we use to interact with maybe probably external contract or even the contract you're using, while Avero is used for just like a local blockchain like Ganache. So Foundry also has its own local blockchain as well, where you can spin any account whenever you are trying to compile without connecting with any other network you get. So immediately you've install this. So there are different ways you can use Docker to do the installation as well, but the most easiest one that's not going to like stress you is to go with this Foundry up. Then you come here, use this cargo, then you install the cargo. So immediately you've done that, the next thing you're gonna be doing is to then there's a way you need to configure your what's it called? You configure your GitHub account. So by using what's it called, config dash dash global, then you start with your username. Let's start with your username. So you use user.name, then you put the name of your GitHub, something like this. So I have it already, so it's not gonna work. So config, so that just git config. So it's going to be git config, not just config. So it's going to be git config. So you're gonna have git config. So once you do that, it's gonna configure your what they call for you. So configure git config dash dash. Then you do the same thing with what they call. You do the same thing with your with the with your email as well. So you put in the email you want to use. So immediately you've done with that. Maybe you've done with that, so you have successfully, because if you don't put the what they call there, if you don't put your username, let me see, I'm going to try to find where the guy is. Where is it? Okay, okay, it's not here. Let me go here first. Put in a new project. So you can follow this, but that's that the one I just used now is kind of more serious, more easier than all this. You get, so it's more easier than all this. So you just like configure your what's it called? You config your email, your Gmail, and the like. So I have done that already. So the first, if you want to initialize your project, just like the way we initialize our Hadat and the likes. So we're gonna use the keyword forge in it. Then you can give it a name. You say sample. So you give the name of the folder you want it to initialize your project. So once you click on this, it's gonna quickly download, install the Rust. Sorry, the Rust. It's gonna install your. Let me quickly open this in another file. Okay, yeah, so it's showing up now. So this is the framework, and these are the what we call the folder is generated for us using Forge. You get. So this folder is gonna have, it has a lot. The folder which is SAM, then it has GitHub, that's live scripts, SLC test, then getting down and the likes. So let's quickly explain each of them. So GitHub is just like a workflow we use that, so this doesn't mean anything. So the one we actually want to look at is Forge. So Forge, library. So this is a library. So whenever you install any library, the package is going to come here. So this Forge STD is one of the library we use for testing. So it's going to install, whenever you install anything, any other dependency, it's going to show here. All the folders, all the packages will show here. So we'll be talking more about that when we get to um, the in the subsequent video. We're going to talk about how we're going to install. Maybe if you want to use any contract that has Open Zeppelin, any external library or any other library. So we're gonna see how whenever you install any dependencies, how it's gonna show here. So we have script. So script is whenever you want to deploy a contract. For example, look at the examples of contract that is being deployed, that has been given to us at default. So it's a counter contract. So this is the script to deploy the contract. So the why we have an SLC where your smart contract lies, this is where your smart contract lies. Then we have test. So this is with test. This is also write a test. This is just like you see the Solidity based language. So just like as an ADAT is a JavaScript based and Python, Brownie is a Python based what they call framework. So our Foundry is Solidity based framework. So if you understand Solidity very well, so Python, what they call Foundry will be kind of very easy for you. So and it's kind of more faster and the most used uh, frameworks for smart contract. So if we have foundry.toml. So this part is just like our package.json, just like our package.json when you see the libraries, your whatever your dependencies you have installed. So that's basically how it works. So let's just try to compile. So how do we compile in Brownie? So it's just, in Foundry, you just use Forge and we use build. So sorry, it's not in the library. So let's take it to the main directory. So just say cd sample, then we say Forge build. It's going to build our contract and compile the contract we have here first. We're going to compile the contract. So we're waiting for it to compile the contract. So let's wait. We're gonna use it to compile the contract. Then we try to. There's a test that's been written here already. That's what they call. Though in our subsequent video, we're gonna write a contract and do this. As I said, this is just like an introductory, what's it called, class. So it has successfully compiled. So we can also run. If we want, for example, we have written our test and we want to run it, so we can use Forge run test. It's going to, okay, the run will not be there as, so Forge test. So it's going to test the contract. So we see successfully test the contract. Though it's just a default contract, we're going to, all this will be discussed about in the next video. We're going to have, we're going to have a control for the contract and test the contract, then deploy a contract as well. So that's basically how to use some of the commands. So, and also if you want to know more about the command, you use forge dash h. So it's going to show you all the commands available for for the Foundry. So we have the bind, so generates Rust binding for smart contract, build to build the project smart contract, cache to manage your Foundry cache. Then we have clean to remove artifact and caches directories. So all these are used for what they call, so all the commands in Foundry, which we're gonna be explaining them. You're gonna be working with this what they call. Then there's what we call cast, as I explained when I told you how to install library, how to install Foundry the other time. I explained cast. So cast is just like a console, or let's say a console where you can interact with the smart contract you've created, or so all this will be done as well. So that's just it for this video, just to introduce you to Foundry and get ready. And next video we're gonna start working on it, writing a smart contract and POCs on on Foundry, right? Have a nice day and meet me in the next video.